Welcome back everyone to Zero Parades. We are still trying to figure out what our double and ourselves are actually doing, being thought. We learned last time from the music vendor that the disc, the red disc that we were listening to and that Pseudopod was listening to, is a special one-time use format. I can't remember the name of it right now. Einsel something something XR. And we also learned that the Weeping Eye, an enemy of our spy opera, has been increasingly active lately, so they are probably the reason that we are up, but we don't know. We don't know for sure. We have two objectives today, I think, and one of them is Dr. Hugo. No, actually, one of them is not Dr. Hugo. This is something else, but he's in a houseboat west of the bazaar. We are going there anyway because one of the goals I want to focus on today is the boatman. Yep, there it is. Need to talk to the boatman, and I'd also like to find Carmona to see what she has to say. I don't know if she plays a big role in this, but since we are here, I would like to find her and see what she had to say to Pseudopod. Discarded boxes sag under scraps, promising unexpected finds, but not anything we can search through. Nothing here actually. Interesting. Emergencies are rare, but not unheard of. Okay, I was sure that there might be something down here. Maybe we just have to go west.
The gate is bound to the pole by a thin steel chain. The gap between leaves little room for passage. Only ghosts can pass freely between such crevices.
Well, let's expect the chain.
Rust speckles your fingertips. A system compromised at the subatomic level.
Try and open the gate. Maybe we can destroy
You
it.
push the gate. The metal creaks, but it doesn't move. It's held fast by a rusty chain. We're gonna need tools for this one.
Fair enough. Okay, so it's not this way. Beyond the gate, barges float close enough to create a platform over the water. Graffiti so fresh you could still get high off the paint fumes. Okay, so she's not down here. Okay, well, then we're gonna continue west. Also thinking we will do something with the payphone if we see it, and there really wasn't anyone else here, right? No, there's that. And at this point I'm like, let's try and talk with these. Transfixed child. She's going to melt his head. The girl leans in closer to the television set.
On the TV, a giant wolf-like creature stands up on its hind legs and howls. Its fur bristles gold. Dangerous, mythical, electrifying. No wonder the kids are watching this.
What is this?
Suddenly, the beast roars and light floods the screen. It's followed by a wet, pulpous sound. An acceptable mimicry of a skull liquefying under extreme thermal stress.
The hell are they watching? Ecstatic wolf is awake. Sword-wielding child. Are they... One of them is wearing a sword or wielding a sword? The boy grins at the television, gripping the toy sword on his belt a little tighter. Okay, toy sword, fair enough.
LED lights are distributed evenly along the blade. Durable PVC hilt with textured grip. Impressive armament.
Okay, nice sword. Where's it from? It's from the best show ever, 66 Wolves. They make it in La Las. And what is 66 Wolves about? It's about a girl who has 66 chambers in her heart. and each one contains a wolf. And the wolves came out to make war with the angels because they want to take over the world. And the wolves have sick weapons and really cool attacks. He gestures at his sword. This is Tyrant's Wolf's Flaming Claymore. Cool. Very cool. Was it imported from La Las? That's a pretty strange question, but it is very cool. Yeah, he smiles. My auntie brought it back with her from a trip. Okay. Do your friends also like 66 Wolves? Everyone loves it. Some of the grown-ups like it even though it's a cartoon.
Notice that the broadcast is in Mercian, not Lusian, dubbed for a foreign audience. Troubling, especially if Lusian cultural exports are what they primarily consume.
Yeah, it does seem pretty cool. Would you describe these grown-ups as terminal losers? Alright. Is there anyone who doesn't like it? Let's go with that. The music man, he hates the show and so he won't order the audio discs. He casts a glance at a nearby stall. Well, I'm not surprised by that actually.
Following the kid's line of sight, you land on Petre, who stands at the front of his stall obsessively cleaning a disc.
There are audio discs of the show? Yeah. They have songs on them, like the main theme at the start of the show, or the one from when Nimblewolf burned a whole angel city, even the angel babies. He says he won't sell the music disc because it would poison our brain with sonic excrements. Okay. Want me to talk to him? Well, maybe? He frowns, but it won't change his mind because he's a loser. Okay. Let's see. I think I've learned a lot today. Let's conclude. But we barely told you anything. We can tell you everything about 66 Wolves. So you can just ask, okay? Okay. Would you be willing to part with that sword? Really? We want to buy the toy sword? My sword? He clutches it hard, but it's my sword. I need it.
Let's be logical. Whoever needs it more, you, obviously, should have it. Why would you take this from him? He clearly treasures the toy.
What do you need the sword for? We're not gonna steal it. For fighting angels and other monsters. He grips the sword even tighter. They are big. My offer is 10 sol, an absurd amount for a pretend weapon. I can find angels with money. Our aunt got it for him for his birthday. He can't just give it to you. The girl stares you down. If you want it, then it has to be fair, with honor. Okay. What makes you think you have a say? Alright, I'm listening. When Dreadwolf met with the legendary smith Kuro of the Grey Fang tribe, Dreadwolf didn't have coin, so she traded her eventide pendants that she had since she was a pup, so Kuro would make her a dagger. The phantasmal stiletto, he nods. It's so sick. So you have to offer something big, or else it's not fair, and he keeps the sword. Okay. Weave a tale worthy of the sword. I don't even know what that means. Okay. You should try watching something else now. Let's go. Are there a lot of 66 Wolves products out there? So many. There's the weapons and action figures and t-shirts and stickers and backpacks. He hesitates, gripping his little finger.
Trying not to lose count of all the cool stuff he doesn't have.
But the best are the drinking cups. Everyone wants those. Okay, maybe there's a trade to be made here. Tell me more about these cups. They're big, and each one looks like one of the 66 wolves. She looks wistfully toward the stalls, but you can't buy them anymore. Why not? Because no one has any. She points to the docks. The boat people brought some cups once, but then the adults went crazy and bought them all. Okay, what about bootleg cups? Can't you get those instead? Tragic. A central planning committee tasked with the cup allocation would have solved this. Animals. I asked the boat lady when she would get more, and she said they're really hard to get, even in Lalas. The toy stall had bootlegged ones. Her shoulders slumped, but no one liked those. The wolves looked all melted.
Assuming these cups do resemble cartoon wolves, you'd need 5-axis milling machines, injection presses, stress testing labs, and climate-controlled environments to manufacture them.
How many of them are there? 66. He narrows his eyes. You know, like the wolves. Horse. We've only seen the ones from the redemption arc. All the others you can only get in Loss, I'm pretty sure. Collect them all? Really? We need to collect 66 mugs? The redemption arc has 6 cups. He spreads out 5 fingers. There's a tyrant wolf, placid wolf, dream wolf, critical wolf, stubborn wolf, and eager wolf. Okay, so maybe not 66, maybe 6. Okay. Want to make a deal for the sword.
Study you, attentive.
Yeah, but we don't have anything. Oh, okay. I mean, we're probably gonna fail this, but let's try it anyway. Weave a tale worthy of the sword. Ooh.
It's simple. Tell them your story, but tell it in a language they can believe in.
Bet you kids never heard of Ultra Shadow Wolf. We know all the wolves. She turns to the boy who nods. That's not one of them. Okay, that's how good at hiding in the shadows she is. That's her power. Because this wolf is real. She hasn't been added to the show yet, but she's coming and she's cursed. Let's go with this because she's so good at hiding. Cool, but if she has a power, that must mean she has a curse. Demons barred her from the great archives. She can never know the truth. Communism. Well, let's go with this one. Whoa. So how can she get rid of the curse? Only the sword of redemption wielded by a human boy can help. That might make him a little less likely to get rid of the sword, though. But we'll try it. A weapon to break the curse. He looks down at his sword. The prophecy said the boy would do the right thing. He'd save Ultra Shadow Wolf with a simple gift. Oh, say nothing. He's got it. Let's go with this one.
Slowly, with great care, the boy lifts up his sword and hands it to you.
The shadows are grateful. I hope it helps. My god, we got a sword. Okay, later, kids.
The children ignore you, entranced by the television.
Oh my god, we have a sword. That one. We have a sword. Wow, statehood, instincts, and nerve. +1 to all of them. That's pretty awesome. Can't we put that over here? No, we cannot. Okay. Well, let's equip this one. That's fantastic. Awesome. We now have a sword. Can we see it somewhere? No. That's a shame. It'd be cool if we ran around with it. Tyrant Wolf's Flaming Claymore. That's cool. Okay, we got a new quest as well. Collect them all. There are 66 plastic cups with wolves on them out there, and absolutely nobody is saying that collecting them all will make you a happy or fulfilled person. But nobody's saying that they won't either. Okay, so there are 66. Oh my god, really? We need to... There'll be 66 cups? Holy Hannah. Okay, I'm sure some of them might be around here, but that's not our goal for today. Hello. The flyer promises steamy Stunians, freshly immigrated. That sounds kinky. What's this? Ah, okay. Old ducks. Okay, I mean, we didn't find Caramus or Caramun or whatever her name was. That's a bit strange. What's this? This is an...
beverages
hello.
are lined up like brightly coloured soldiers, neatly regimented behind coiled springs.
Ah, okay, so we can buy stuff here to reduce our stats. We have a Roomba canned coffee, a Jeffa red and black blend. Our fatigue -5. Calming chewing. Fatigue +2. Wisner hard candy. Okay. Okay, good to know. It's primarily fatigue though.
The refreshments remain dormant in their artificially chilled chamber.
Oh, we know that's here now. Okay, well. Let's see if we can find... know what you are. That's the payphone right there, I'm guessing.
The storefront is closed firm with a metal shutter. Plant life sprouts from cracks in the brickwork, growing over the aluminium. It must not have been open for some time.
Read the graffiti.
Carl was here. M+Y. Carl. Unstoppable trade forever. Marito is a dog rapist.
Okay, I'm gonna guess these are not super related. Let's see if it's locked.
You lift the shutter gently. It resists. Locked. You turn away from the storefront.
I was about to say maybe this is where Carmoon is, but doesn't seem likely. Either someone broke into the abandoned pet shop or something broke out. Sippy the tarantula needs a new home, not child-friendly. Oh, you make it all the way down here, okay. Now let's talk to this guy. The itch is killing me. A temporary cargo storage shed. Dock workers watch the stacked pallets and boxes like hawks. Okay, so no stealing.
The Guardia Municipal officer is intensely scratching at his neck. As you approach, he wipes his hand on his pant leg.
Hola, miss. He tugs at his collar as if to hide the cracked red skin. Oh, that's the reason you've stopped an officer while he's on duty? I'm sorry, I didn't know you were an officer.
The folks who guard property rights are not worthy of answers.
I'm in the socks trade. Thought you could do with some. I'm not legally required to answer that. So let's go with the socks trade. Socks are the one thing I don't need. Too many elderly relatives for that. A grin spreads under his mustache. Officer Marito, agent coordinator for the Guardia Municipal. He sniffs sharply. Do you need help with anything? Anything threatening the peace lately? Everything all right there? Not at his neck. Did you know that Melan's father is missing? Let's go with that. The kid's still showing that photograph to anyone walking by, is she? He gazes into the distance. He's missing, yeah.
A tinge of affection.
She tell you about the whole payphone thing too? The one her dad was obsessed with? It did. Think there's any truth to it? It's nonsense, if you ask Marito. Marito really feels for the kid, you know. His tongue clicks against his teeth. Fucking Eno. filling her head with this shit. Who's Eno? Had that actually disappeared then? Yeah, Eno's gone. Okay, that's Eno. Okay. His jaw shifts sideways. Him and his other fuck-up buddy, Gilmar. I don't think we knew the name of the dad, did we?
But not dead, he reckons, by the way his face curdles.
Malin mentioned Gilmar too. Who is he? Doesn't it strike you as odd, both of them vanishing? Let's go with that. Figured these two just ran off. His eyes turned to the bazaar's front gates, leaving the kid to deal with their mess. You think they ran off together? Not at the same time, that'd be too obvious. Eno reported Gilmar missing about a week before he disappeared.
That's a lot of skepticism around reported and disappeared.
Way I see it, they started planting the phone story weeks ahead of time as a cover. Planned the whole scheme. What for? Got two theories. He holds up two calloused fingers in emphasis. That is the obvious one, of course. Where either Gilmar or Eno in financial trouble? It makes sense. 80% of all disappearances are debt-related. The other 20 is mostly divorces, especially when a boat's involved.
He's not so much connecting dots as he's sketching them into existence.
Okay, so you don't know if either of them were in debt. It's statistics. I can't argue with those. Now, if it's not debt, then we are clearly looking at something more salacious. Two men, yeah? His eyes narrow to slits behind the tinted glasses. Old friends, close friends, detecting together. Forbidden old man love was not on my list of theories. Whoa there, no need to get explicit. I don't need the image in my head. He grimaces. How well do you know Malin? Not well, but I've known her a long time. His thumb runs along the edge of his mustache. Eno used to bring her here as a toddler. Okay, you looked into this suspicious payphone, I assume. Can't, he sniffs. Payphones belong to Renotel.
The largest corporate entity in Portofino. A monopoly over the city's telecommunications. Their logo is a cheerful dolphin.
So what? It's private business. The Guardia Municipal doesn't have jurisdiction to look into that. Who does then? The Fiscalia, I'm guessing. One could put a request through them, but that's a lot of paperwork. Better to stick to the law. The law's not perfect, but it's there.
Hard to argue with a non-existent point.
Yeah. Let's talk about something else. Sure. Don't need to dwell on this sad mess. Anything threatening the peace lately? We have had instances of thefts around the docks recently. All the crates were ripped open in strange ways. Strange ways? Yeah, messily and without tools. Seems like the work of kids, if you ask me. Must be trying to scare people too, as weird noises have been heard at night. Screaming and howling.
Animal. Rival.
Maybe it's the 66 wolves. Apart from that, it's quiet. Just how I like it. Quiet's not the worst thing. Gives you time to reflect on your mistakes. Okay, no enemies, no stakes. How do you live with yourself? Sounds like you don't do much. Let's do no enemies. Last bit of action the bazaar saw ended up with it burning down. He tugged at his uniform. It's an alright life as is. Really, the hardest part's keeping people away from the boars. That's the big one. I haven't seen any boars. You're lucky then. We've been dealing with an infestation for weeks. Backways are full of them. Tell me about this boar infestation. It used to be a seasonal problem. The line of his jaw softens. Every autumn, some adults would come down, bold and hungry, but lately it's more of a permanent residency. Wait, come down from where? The hills up north, as far as I've heard. Vale of Suspiro. You've got thorns, ferns, old trees, and nightmare to patrol. Are these boars dangerous? At best, they're a nuisance. The little ones are fine, but the adults could take off a kneecap if you're not careful. And then there's the really big one, the mother.
The way he intones the word mother suggests a primitive monotheist before an image of a graven god.
Okay, how big are the big ones? Oh, 100, 150 kilos easy. Enough to stop a tuk-tuk going full speed. But even they got nothing on the mother. What's the problem with the little ones? They don't seem so bad if they're alone, but they're never alone. Get 5 or 6 together and they can take down a grown man. Speak to me of this mother. Massive. Furs all matted, covered in scars. Territorial too, he sniffs. Preying on drunks stumbling back from Party Alley. Sounds like she does your job for you. What do you do about boys like that? My mother's the same way. You shouldn't joke like that. All mothers are special, even this one. His eyes go a bit glassy. No love like a mother's.
No damage either. Touching. The kind of bond only 2 pigs can share.
Sounds like you really admire this homicidal boar. Anything that can survive on the streets of Quisac has got the star's favor, and I have respect for astrology. So when the mother comes around, I do my best to keep civilians out of the backways. How'd she get her scars? Tusks, claws, knives, bullets, take your pick. Every few years, some brave moron tries to take her down, but she stands undefeated.
Must find Borsen.
Long-range missiles would solve your problem. Where would a brave and skilled moron find this beast? I'll make sure to keep my distance. Where would a brave and skilled moron find this beast? You got a weird glint in your eyes. Let's not do anything stupid, alright? So what if I do counter this boar? You back away slowly. If you get a whiff of it charging, find something to climb if you can, and then come find me. Okay, let's see if everything is okay with his rash. How bad does it look? His hand, claw-like, hovers by a large patch of inflamed skin.
A smeared pattern with streaked edges. You can rule out natural irritants.
Looks like a chemical burn, maybe an allergic reaction. Shit, he rubs his neck. There is this tropical boar repellent I've been using. A tropical boar repellent I've been using. Instructions said to apply generously. Yeah, I wouldn't apply more of that then.
Common boar deterrents. Loud noises and strong smells, such as predator urine, placed in strategic locations.
Okay, boar deterrents don't come in cream form. Does the label mention bear urine? Because if not, you got duped. You serious? He glances towards the alleyways. And right in the middle of a boar infestation too.
As you step away, the GM returns to scratching his inflamed skin.
Sorry about the bear urine there. Okay. The old dye factory gate, now the entryway to the bazaar. Oh, this is no, this is the bazaar. Okay, never mind. I'm going to save here real quick before we do anything with this payphone. I'm gonna assume this is the payphone. This is the one. The payphone that makes people disappear. Time to get kidnapped, baby. A giddy feeling rises in you as the payphone receiver emits a hollow whistle in your ear. Okay, Cousins Moon Reunion. Say the words without without dialing. You hear only the reverberation of your own voice amplified by the phone. Still half hoping for something to happen, you put the receiver down, nothing happens. Perhaps the keywords alone are not enough. Kidnappers usually want a target they can trade, or that they need to silence. Dial a number and say the keywords, sure. You cast yourself into the role, an old man with too much time on his hands who has stumbled onto something real and sinister in his idle theorizing, and you hear yourself mark a number. Party Allegium. Guardia Municipal, state your location and the nature of your emergency. Cousins Reunion Moon. Ugh, not this again. You know, it was kind of funny at the beginning when it was just the old man, but it's wearing really thin now. Wait, old man? He was kidnapped. Yeah, I've heard before. Stop wasting our time, lady. The line goes dead without another word. Wait to see if anything happens. Seconds go by. A house sparrow swoops through the alleyways. Distant cheering from the market stalls comes and goes. You are still there, alone. Shit. Maybe this whole thing is a wild goose chase. You could just be picking at straws. Or you just got lucky and were saved from a terrible error in judgment. Perhaps your informant knows more than she's told you so far. Her missing father seemed to have plenty of theories. The receiver clatters loudly as you set it back on its hook. Hello. What's this? A filthy flyer glued to the wall. A row of what bespectacled men stare into the middle distance while in their midst a lone figure looks towards the viewer. A man with a brown paper bag on his head. Above him in bold letters, the reality situation hides. The bagman. His gaze piercing from the two eye holes cut in the bag. Look closer. Yellow text in black and white. Tune in, everyday coverage, and in all caps, they did it again. Who did what again? You know, them, the ones who shift the tectonic plates, fake the seasons, pollinate the sky when no one's looking. They released yet another decoy moon right under your nose. Yes, a fourth moon would explain many things. And raise more questions, like what happened to the previous moons? Why do batteries leak towards the equator? Who gave birds the right to blink horizontally? Oh my lord, okay. Okay, let's just, this is definitely not the sort of TV we have back in Novessa. The People's Bureau of Entertainment would never allow something this anarchic to make it to air. You know where this poster would look absolutely bitchin'? The big blank wall next to your bed in photo 24. Background check conducted at time of recruitment confirms that Cascade attended St. Ludwina's boarding school from the ages of 11 to 17. Subject reports that return visits home to the residence of her mother, E. Wilk, were infrequent and, quote, impersonal. Okay, Mom never let me put anything on the walls. And the opera's moved you between so many different apartments in the last 5 years you've never had a chance to unpack, let alone decorate. Constance is a comrade of the arts. She'd understand, nay, encourage this. Why would we want the bagman, though? Check to make sure no one's watching, then grab it. I'll take it just in case. I don't know if this is very me. No way, I don't want him staring at me while I sleep. Creepy. Bagman's stare seems to harden as he watches you walk away from his flyer. I mean, we don't know if there's anything behind it, of course. Can we take it now? Oh, we can actually. Let's check to make sure no one is watching. But there's a guy right over here. It's been adhered to the wall with blue reusable adhesive. Sticky, easy for quick installation and removal. You're able to get it down and rolled up without any difficulty. Bagman's been flooding the city with these. They are designed to be taken home. A reality check. Okay, no, nothing behind it, and we got a poster, I guess, of Bagman. I don't know why we would, but we got it. Okay, so we're still kind of looking for the docks. I would really like to find those. Ooh, pants. Okay, so our old pants, they gave entanglement -1. These gives entanglement +1, records +1, and cold read -1. Okay, I'm not happy about the cold read, but I think the rest is good. Let's put on these beautiful red pants. Let's put on these beautiful red pants. Now we are cooking. Now we are cooking. No one is pulling that trolley out of the canal. That one's for future archaeologists. Alright, fair enough. There's some people back there, but I would really love to find the... This is a boat for sure. This is a houseboat. Hugo! So I think it says that. So this is probably the doctor somewhere. Primo eavesdrop spots. Alright. A hanging sign, Dr. Hugo is unavailable for a few days. Apologies. Oh, son of a gun. I was hoping this was the doctor. Are they on the phone? Okay.
Unwise to your presence, a lanky young man presses the handset against his flushed cheek. It practically clings to it, like a shipwreck survivor holding onto a piece of driftwood.
I don't know how much time we have. You have to help me fill it in.
Phone sex addict. Okay, so maybe some viewer discretion advised right now. Whatever the person on the other end of the line has to say to that, it makes the man's eyes squeeze shut and his mouth slacking in a guttural groan. I can't possibly perform under these conditions. You have to make me. You know what? This seems like a personal call. The man continues with his intense conversation, having never known you were there. You do you, buddy. You do you. I'm not going to question that. The shutter hangs half closed below an unfinished HD audio logo. Okay, more things here to buy, I'm guessing?
The brightly coloured cans seem even more vivid upon your return.
On your return? Well, I've never been here, but...
The refreshments remain dormant in...
What is this?
The brightly coloured cans
Same.
seem
Okay.
even more...
The refreshments remain...
Hey, I would really love to find the boatman before we finish the series. The painted face judges you silently from the concrete surface. Don't think we can walk too much this way. No. We do have a map, right? Yes, we do. So... Probably actually we want to go to the old docks, right? Probably do. We need to find the boatman, so we probably want to go to the old docks. That'd be down here maybe. Oh, hello. Maybe that's the boatman. Loading platform ahead. The gulls are excited today. Hello, friendo.
The man gives no indication of registering your presence as you approach. His mirrored sunglasses are turned upwards.
But he's aware you're here. Follow his gaze. The industrial skyline beyond is bone white in the moonlight. Shattered teeth in a ruined mouth. Okay, sunglasses at night, you're not as cool as I was led to believe. Sunglasses at night, so cool. You sleeping behind those shades? Views a little more ominous in the dark. Let's go with that one. Seems like the most neutral one. Everything usually is. A slight inclination of his head. Help you with something? It's the boatman. His jacket's been patched over many times. Storied. You wonder briefly how old it is. A colleague of mine came through the bazaar recently. I think you two talked. A colleague? He rolls his cigarette to the other side of his mouth. Go on. Preoccupied with socks? There's a lot of coming and going in the bazaar. I don't get paid to keep track of it. A decent performance, but you have notes. Odd. Petra said you're pretty well acquainted. Did he? He glances toward the stalls. Ah, right. The twitchy communist. Now I have him.
We'll have a talk with the vendors later today. A firm one.
Yeah, your colleague was here. As you can see, he isn't now. What did you and my colleague talk about? Actually, maybe we do look around the barge. An old, low-slung workhorse with tar patches, welded plates, and mistatched boards. Resin on the seams, hairline cracks across the hull. Someone's been fighting to keep it alive. Marina 32, early 70s issue. Portofino manufacturing, built for municipal dredging, but this one's been heavily modded. Okay, a 32, reliable class. Except for a few bolts disagreeing about their place, still the reputation's deserved. He has got a few more years left in him. He places a hand on the railing briefly. Wait, your barge is a he. A he? What's your name? A lot of bootleg goods here. Where'd they all come from? Any chance you keep some sweet 66 Wolves cups stashed aside? Let's go with that one. Are you asking for yourself or for the kids? Well, whichever answer's more likely to yield a sweet cup. It's just a personal side thing. It's for the post-historical semiotics research, high-stakes stuff. It's just a personal side thing. Right. A fan of the show, I take it. I've seen a crate or two pass by months ago, but nothing since. Even the lads who still close to Luss say supply is scarce. Is that usual for Lucian goods? Sure. Part of the problem is they're tough to bootleg. The closest place to manufacture half-decent copies would be Sun's Ark, I reckon. Bootlegging aside, Lalas seems to have kept the supplies low. Could be intentional, or manufacturing could be tricky, even for them. Right, thanks. You come across any of the cups, let the kids have a look, yeah? Make their day. Okay. Let's go back to Pseudopod here. What did you and my colleague talk about? Thugs, mostly. He tilts his head. Not really my province. He was here to broker some kind of trade deal with the bazaar. Now, stop circling each other. Commit. No, he wasn't. Then he must have been a spy with the Operant Bureau. A measured flare of cigarette smoke from his nose, like you. A still moment, boats creak in the water. Nearby, something splashes. I used to be, now I'm just trying to make up for it. Allegedly, we are both spies. My regards to your sources. I prefer state-sponsored criminal. I'm not even really here. I'm currently on a long-haul flight back to the superblock. That sounds dramatic. He's just someone I work with. I always want to be kind of honest, but you know, we don't really know what he works for, so it could also bite us in our behinds. Let's go with number 3 here. Allegedly, we are both spies. My regards to your sources. Not like we'd want to know. A rough grin. Anyway, your colleague seemed upstanding, respectful, but I couldn't help him. Here's the end of the line, the pseudopod terminus. He bounced off this man and landed somewhere in oblivion. Did you give him this? Show him the red disc. He was alright when he was talking to you? With it mentally? I need to know what my partner wanted. Why was he here? I don't think this guy is like super involved, but let's show him the red disc. No. What's on it? I have no idea.
He's genuinely perplexed.
I'm not sure. It made me see terrible, colorless things. You, but from a dream, whatever that means, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Petra said it was an ultraviolet disc, but a rare one. Lucian pop detritus. The sort of thing you bring over, right? Let's go with the first one. I'm not sure. It made me see terrible, colorless things. Heavyweights. I heard a couple of tapes like that back in the day. Colored discs and these high-tech formats, not really my province either. Okay, he was alright when he was talking to you with it mentally? Very much so, probably too with it. Shaky hands, blotchy neck. But he did alright. A polite round of applause for the support acts. I need to know what my partner wanted. Why was he here? So it's partner now. A crease across his brow. He wanted the same thing as you do, I assume. A meet with the boss man. Ooh, we got a skill point. A face flashes in your mind unbidden. Heavyset, boyish grin, traces of the underworld clinging to him. And who's the boss man? Tempo del Sur. That apparently raised our anxiety. Your cerebrospinal fluid turns to liquid refrigerant. Tempo del Sur. Mid-tier deity in the local underworld. And once your acid. Cryptonym TAXMAN. Also someone you once called a friend. Did he ask for Tempo by name? By name, he nods. Your colleague was very keen to speak to the boss, but I had to turn him away. Okay, shadow play. Why couldn't Pseudopod get past this man? Unprofessional bonding. Okay, you called Tempo boss man. He runs the bazaar? Where did my partner go after you turned him away? Where can I find Tempo? Let's ask more about Tempo, since that's what we're on right now. Yeah, whole kingdom. He sweeps a hand. Another more experience. Very nice. From day player bootlegger to directing the full production in 5 years. Quite the ascent for an exposed asset. Tempo had many criminal-grade contacts in Lalas. Probably how he dodged the fallout after your network blew. Tempo's boss man, big picture stuff. His new underboss keeps things tight on the ground. Underboss. Teenage girl, 16, maybe 17, but knows the score. He smirks. Promising young bootlegger. See, Something of a protege. Teen crime lord with very little accountability. Got it. I haven't seen her around. She's here and there. Be lucky to catch her though. Fast footwork. How'd Tempo pull this operation off? Man's got a way of rallying people around him. Friends, allies, Lucian underworld contacts. Doesn't go in for sleep much either. Maybe he bottomed his way to the bottom. Okay, that did increase it a little bit. I made it a little bit easier, I think. Where'd my partner go after you turned him away? He came back, had to turn him away 4 times. He smoothed back the hair on his temple. After that, I lost track of him, but he didn't exactly walk off with purpose. As the sun smears across rooftops, a man with a briefcase full of carefully folded socks sits on a metal bench. He sits there for a long time, considering the tangle of alleyways that surrounds him. Did he threaten you? No, he didn't actively threaten me. Slow drag, nor did I find him threatening. Of course. Where can I find Tempo? Bossman is the bazaar, the edge of a smirk. He's everywhere you look. You know a stone wall when you smack off one. He's waiting for you to put something together. Well, then let's try this one. Come on, come on. Yeah, I think we are good, yeah. Because his name is Pseudopods, and the hushed arena awaits a different spy. You turned my colleague away because he wasn't me. And who are you? He's going to make you say it out loud. Your name is Thunder, a downpour, home turf. You have returned. That's not really important. I think it is. He nods slowly. It's impossible to tell if he's looking at you in the half-lights. Tempo was very specific. At least he was to me. Cascade on nothing. He didn't want the opera. He wanted you. A rough voice down a splintering phone line. No, silly cunts. Cascade only. Person to person. Cascade on nothing. A phantom hand across the precipice awaiting a return grip. Shards of both past and present collide. In the wreckage, a jagged pattern forms. Tempo, Cryptonum TAXMAN, your dormant asset. Contacts the opera. Intent unknown, information unknown. Request meeting with operant Cascade. Only Cascade. Okay, except they didn't tell me. They didn't tell me anything. Cascade status frozen, duration in perpetuum. In perpetuum. Opera issues directive dispatch lead operant to Portofino. Pseudopod. Pseudopods. Active in theater. Assignment. Meet with TAXMAN. Retrieve message. They wanted Pseudopod to become Tempo's new handler. You were just here to smooth the transition. They farmed out your asset, your friend, to some trouserless infant. Pseudopod fails to meet with TAXMAN. Requests Cascade from Opera. Okay, timeline disrupted, movements unknown. Pseudopod status changes to lost. Yeah, because now we are on our own. On the second floor of a failing photo outlet, a pair of green eyes widen, catch a glimpse of the impossible, then cloud back over. Okay, you didn't deserve this, Pseudopod. Cascade status changes to reanimated. Operant arrives in theater, unbriefed, unassigned, and half dead from a panic attack, pre-fucked by her so-called superiors, ready to burn the city down, or we can continue the U-turn and go unhinged. Questions coagulate, but at their center a truth catches the light. You knew it all along, one of yours. This is my assignment. Here's how I see it. Or maybe how I don't. His voice refocuses you. The weeping eye come in heavy with start cracking skulls. Tempo gets a wild look in his eye and follows it out the door. You two spirits appear out of nowhere, full of sucks and half stories. And now we are all jumping at shadows. I'm Rustamian. People like me. We were brought up to follow codes. I can't follow a code if I don't know what the fuck is going on. Teeth barred but nothing left to guard. Fear of the dark. I'm sorry you're caught in the middle here, honestly. You know what else need codes? Missile strikes. Okay. Welcome to espionage. Now let's say, sorry you're caught up in the middle here. We are calling this the middle? Best laid plans. I was trying to slink around the edges. A short drag. Take me to Tempo. Let's go. That's our biggest problem. Tempo's gone. Vanished. He unlatches the cigarette from his bottom lip. I don't know where he is now, but I can tell you where he was. Innocent use of past tense, but still, you don't care for it. That's his office up there. He nods to the northern part of the bazaar. Tempo HQ. It's been locked since he disappeared. No one in, no one out. Okay. Do you know anything about what Tempo wanted to tell me? I don't. Wasn't entrusted with it. He was hoping you could make sense of it. Okay, sorry man, they didn't brief me at all. Well, makes a couple of us. But it was urgent. Extremely, to hear Tempo tell it. He runs a palm across his jaw. Recently he had many urgencies. Back on the blow, I fear. Maybe it was company he wanted. A chance to palm away the frost and peer into the old days. For some, that counts as urgent. Okay, any idea where he is or what happened to him? I'd rather leave the guesswork to others. Like me? You seem to have a better grasp of the questions, just about. Where'd you last see him? Or when did you last see him? A week or so back. Since then, nothing. Do the words "all will be forgiven" mean anything to you? Another one of Tempo's recent phrases. That one was for you, far as I could make out. I passed it on to your colleague. Thought it might get you here faster. It would have. It would have brought you running if they'd bothered to tell you. Another thing my superiors kept from me, he had to figure out from a cipher. The suck boy put it in a cipher. He tilts his head. You spy people, very odd. Why haven't you been inside? Because it's locked. And from the other side, only silence. What if our man's been in there the whole time in need of help? There could be something about this message in there, though. You don't want to know what's in there, do you? There's probably nothing in there but some accounts and a dusting of blow. But it's the knowing that gets you. I'll get in that office. When you're done. When you're done, he repeats. Okay, got more questions for you about you. I'm listening. What's your name? Boatman. That's just what people call you. And I'm not complaining. What's your first name? Boat. You know where this is going, right? You're not going to just talk him into it. That is most definitely not a first name. Awful judgmental of you. All right, and your last name? He stares at you and keeps staring at you. Man. Very noted, thank you. Let's move on, shall we? A smile on the edges of his mouth. Okay, a lot of bootleg goods here. Where'd they all come from? Depends. Some are produced locally. Textiles the easiest to replicate. Got some artisans in Hill of Pigs. Other things, like toys, need to be brought from abroad. There are small manufacturers scattered along the Noscorentes coast. Families with presses of book factories, other crates have to cross a few borders. What about the real Lucian goods? How'd they get here? Easier than you might think. The Lucians, they don't mind a little cultural leakage these days. Insidious imperialism. Today, the soft power. Tomorrow, the hard. Guessing Portofero's port authorities are in on it too? So long as they get a cut. Foreign regulations have made that part trickier. More eyes, more signatures. Treaties, obligations to foreign banks and bureaucracies, third-party audits, all part of joining the developed world. A big gang where no one's your friends, and there's always more palms to grease. And Tempo set all of this in motion. He did. Started as 6 tarps in the dust and a handful of Lucian contacts. By the end of the first year, half of these stalls were up. A tinge of grief flutters past his face. As long as others take up the mantle, this place will be fine. Your barge is a he? Most ships are named after stars. In Rustum, we name them after lost sailors. Carve a name into the prow, and dead will watch the waters for you. Long dead hands carrying the hull, white fingers in the brine. What's the name on this prow then? Nothing. This is just a barge. He taps his foot once. I call it he out of habit. Okay, I think that's it. See you around. He lowers his head in brief salute. Okay, so we are gonna put a cut in here. I'm not quite sure where his where this office is that we need to go to actually is. Bootleg Bazaar. I don't think it's the Bootleg Bazaar. Let's check the journal here before we call it a day. Something new. Boatman did not give the disc to Pseudopod. Your double was listening to blah blah blah. The red disc. There was no sound on the disc. No, I don't think anything here. Not there either. Tempo refused to speak with anyone but you. Tempo runs the bazaar. These days, Tempo is missing. Tempo's office overlooks the bazaar. Okay, so Tempo's office overlooks the bazaar. That's what we're going to be looking for next time for sure. 100%. You made a note of the call-in number for Bagman's TV show. A boy in the bazaar is wielding an imported toy sword, which has a glowing blade and can produce sound effects. Is there something new here? Okay, no, it did change. So ask about Boatman. Ask the Boatman about Pseudopod. Piece together what Pseudopod did before you arrived. Okay, so I think the part about Pseudopod is probably done then. Now we are just looking for Tempo's office. I wonder if it's the what's it called? The fire door that we found. No retractable ladder, fence, or padlock. The city's industrial skeleton is open to you. Okay, let's go up and check right here before we call it a day. I don't think there's anything up here. I didn't see at least, or maybe it comes available to us as we come closer. It does.
A film of water, grease, and rust gives the machine a scaled quality, like a sea creature risen and tamed. The beast reads, Porto Engenharia at its foot.
Designed and built in Portoferro, back when the city still had the industrial capacity to manufacture on this scale by itself.
Okay. You're a good crane.
Cold, rough, unfeeling.
I don't know why, but look for more like it.
You scan up and down the docks for machinery, but find none. This must be the last of its species.
Hello, that's a boat. Okay, someone has been taking good care of you.
The crane may lift imported and stolen wares, but the machinery itself is homemade engineering. This isn't just practical, it's pride. Seabirds squabble overhead.
Alright. Okay, so, as I said, next time we will be looking for the office of our former asset taxman. He is... No, he's missing. Hello. Yoink. Grab that. Because why not? We don't really battle fatigue at the moment, but we might. We've been up for quite a few hours. I don't know if there's like a day-night cycle in this. Like there was in Disco Elysium. But in either case, for now, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.